So the Alliance created a movie, let's just call it 2020 Vision. Let's call it The Great Awakening. So they created this movie, and this started way back when, like, a long time ago. This has been ongoing for a while, right? But anyway, they created this movie, and all of the characters we're seeing that are in this movie that we're actively watching, we are seeing these characters, right? None of them are alive. And so what they did was, this is why Hillary didn't win 2016, because she needed to be terminated because of her crimes against humanity were so horrendous that she was too dangerous to keep alive. Just like Biden, just like a lot of people. And what we're seeing today are their clones or android bots or CGI. I feel like there's a lot of CGI involved. And so we are being shown this movie. It's kind of like interactive theater, if you will, because we're being shown the movie, but we are actively participating in it. So it is interactive, but by the way that we all have these roles that we're fulfilling, and we all have these contracts that we're also fulfilling. So we have written this into our contract to fulfill. That's why it's so powerful, because we all knew that this is what we would be participating in when we came into our human form in this life. And some people have it harder than others, and those people that have it, that are really struggling with this interactive game we're playing here, they're the ones that are still wearing the masks. And what I heard is the reason the mask thing is so important is because this is truly your line in the sand. This is how we know, they know, and we know who are the puppets, who still is asleep. That is how we are going to know. And another thing is, we need to all participate at a certain percentage so that we really can fully ascend. And I believe that we have to collectively get to a certain level of consciousness where we will ascend out of this interactiveness. And some of us are, and some of us are being able to hold that space. The masks are so important. They aren't just something that we're angry someone is doing because it took away their rights. No, it is they are the ones that are being targeted to stay in the program, right? They are the ones who also chose this really difficult path for themselves, that they were in such a state of amnesia, and they're so fearful of their power. They're so fearful of their power because once we learn our power, we have such a big responsibility. When we know our power, we have to start living by that truth. And those that are still masked, it's because they're so afraid of having to live their sovereign life. They're so traumatized from past life experiences, from this life experiences, that they are holding on to being controlled because they know if they can stay in that system, they don't have to create a new system, a new earth. They don't have to participate in this new way of life that requires all of us to be responsible for ourselves. And so those ones that are wearing the masks, this is part of the role. So, but here's the kicker to that. I've seen how we could possibly unite, and it would make so much sense. And it would be a perfect way to bring the U.S. together, and also the world, to bring harmony globally, would be to be presented with idols, people that we've known to have died, that were beloved, that the world mourned for. If we were to find out, all of us, to find out that someone like JFKjr who would now just be JFK, was still alive and was saying, listen, this is true. This has been an operation. This is the truth that's been going on in your world. And I've been behind it, and I want you to hear me when I say, you've been deceived, y'all have been manipulated, you've been a part of the 1,000-year-old cult rituals that they've been keeping us enslaved into. What if he came out and said that? And said, take off your masks, unite. I think people would listen. And think if just possible, just hypothetically, if Princess Diana, also someone, the whole world mourned her death, she came out and said, listen, I participated in this. Michael Jackson. I mean, there's so many. Isaac Cappy. I mean, there's so many people that we would unite over hearing this truth, right? Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Everything comes back around. Everything. Time does not exist because everything is always like this. These are just offerings. But man, it helps me make sense of all of the current things that we can't move past, like the racism. It's really sad that people... Whoa, that was trippy. It was a huge energy burst just came into my awareness, and then my ear kind of did a thing. That was amazing. This is where all of the supernatural stuff happens to me. So anyway, what was I saying? I really don't remember now. But the other thing with that is full disclosure is going to involve them telling us about a lot of corrupt people and a lot of people that have been terminated. Anyway, however they are gone from our life and from the role that they once played in our lives. And people are going to really have some trouble with that. Dude, that same energy thing just happened again. Wow. And so so I feel like the Alliance is going to need some sort of consolation gift, and it'll be truth that'll come in a package of bigger and more astounding names that we thought were no longer with us. You feel me? So those people that we loved and lost, the major ones, I feel like maybe they're behind the scenes helping because they were involved in it. They know it. And so they got out, and this is going to get to be their way back into life. But of course they're going to want to do it at a higher density. All of this has been around and in operation and in motion for so much longer than any of us can imagine. So I feel like bringing incredible names back to life, those lives, those names, those people, and those voices are going to be what soothe a lot of very, very disrupted souls. And so that's going to be their saving grace, getting everyone back on track and into a new earth, a new way of life, nothing like the old. There's definitely something about all of these loved and lost celebrities and big name people that just digging for crabs that I think we're gonna get to experience again. There's something really beautiful being born right now. I hope you guys can feel that. I know that the deaths are part of this because they knew that the only way they were going to bring the world together is over a global loss. A global loss would be the loss of Princess Diana, the loss of Elvis Presley, the loss of Michael Jackson, the loss of Marilyn Monroe. All of these huge iconic stars that people still today mourn over. They knew with that information, the Alliance knew, that's when I say the Alliance knew that they would be able to create global harmony if even one of those came out into this mix right now and said, listen, here's the truth. I lived it, I'm part of it, this is the truth. That's their strategy. That's why they're leaking all this information about JFK and stuff. This is for sure the Alliance's secret weapon. Without a doubt, the Alliance's secret weapon are these idols coming back to life. Everything we know right now is because they want us to know. That's the only reason why we know these things. It's the only reason why there are all of these conspiracy theories is because they are giving us this information to learn for ourselves. If they weren't, we would all still be unable to get any of this leaked information. That's the thing. Everything we know is because they want us to know. So why would the fake death celebrities be any different? I mean, it really just takes some critical thinking. I mean, once you realize everything is possible because everything is chaotic, everything is crazy that they wanted us to believe. Everything they said, everything we've learned up to now, we have to question it and probably do the exact opposite or believe in the exact opposite.